Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you like the channel, please do subscribe, like, and if you want to comment, please go ahead. Today I want to talk about Nietzsche's map of the body and Zarathustra's three metamorphoses. Now, all of these two concepts are available in the book of Thus Spoke Zarathustra, one of the most famous books of Friedrich Nietzsche. And I want to get into what is the map of the body for Nietzsche via Zarathustra. So Nietzsche describes the body as the beholder of all reason, the great reason. For him, the spirit is its tool, that is, a plaything of the body. So for him, the spirit lies beneath the body and is the ruler of the ego. The spirit for Nietzsche induces senses when at work, and therefore the spirit itself is within the body. So the self listens and seeks the ego's purpose with the body's multiplicity of senses, displayed at the work by the spirit. So here the ego, the beholder of pride, and as a result are being laughed at by the self. The ego looks for purpose via the self, which owns more reason than wisdom itself. Now, moving on to Zarathustra's three metamorphoses. In this diagram, you can see that there is spirit, camel, lion, and child, each signifying something. Spirit signifying strength, camel signifying the carrier, lion signifying the freedom, and child the creation. And there's a famous quote in Thus Spoke Zarathustra about the same: the spirit wants its will, the one lost to the world, how wins its own world, now wins its own world. Apologies. So spirit goes to the lost of the world and wins its own world. Now, just to kind of understand what this entire diagram is, Zarathustra names three transformations of the soul. The soul turns into a camel, the camel turns into a lion, and the lion turns into a kid. The weight-bearing soul, similar to a loaded camel, takes weighty things upon itself and its things, like self-humbling appetite of the spirit and cherishing one's foes. The soul then goes into a forlorn desert. In the desert, a subsequent transformation happens. The soul turns into a lion, needing to be free and rule over its own desert. The lion will batten against the incredible mythical serpent called Thou Shalt. By contrast, the lion says, I will. The winged serpent's sparkling scales incorporate all esteems that have been made. The mythical beast needs to dispose of I will. Through its strengths, the lion is fit for making opportunity for new creation. However, lions should go through one more transformation into a kid. This is on the grounds that the kid can do whatever the lion can't. In its skillfulness, it can make new qualities. Presently, the soul can create its own will. So following the prologue, this is the start of Zarathustra's discourse. This first talk concerns the development of the soul, which changes into three unique animals that each represent a phase of its advancements. Now what he's talking about is camel, lion, and both of them alongside the spirit and the child. So here, the camel represents self-restraint. In this express, the spirit embraces self-denying rehearsals that are customarily considered to be a genuine way advantageous. So the lion addresses the spirit's freedom, its cravings to lose customary limitations, while the mythical beast, Thou Shalt, alludes to the old-fashioned language of antiquated instructions. To me, it seems rather than submitting to these, the lion applies its own will to battle them, while the mythical beast stands up to it. Now, in the event that the camel doesn't turn into a lion, the searcher will be demolished by their journey. It is in the 100% of the time that loneliest desert that a subsequent transformation happens. The soul here turns into a lion. It needs to catch opportunity and be master in its own desert. This is a fair depiction of the transformation. Now here the lion is the king of the beast. The lion's soul says, I will. And that is the entire of the wandered into the desert of human assumption. The camel turns into a lion when the subject of spiritual transformation finds that God is dead and infers that everything is allowed at this time. The individual understands then that pretty much nothing remains to be a taboo from making their own qualities, forcing their own will upon the world. Be that as it may, in the desert of the genuine, the lion experiences a mythical serpent, and thou shalt sparkles on its scales. The winged serpent in Nietzsche's picture of, I would say, cultural standards. In the lion stage, the subject of profound change should connect with the mythical beast in human battle. One should be a lion in soul to overcome the law of thou shalt and attest these states of one's thriving. To conclude, and just some more remarks, the lion is the king of the beast. The lion's soul says, I will, and that is the entire of the law. The camel turns into a lion when the subject of spiritual transformation, having wandered into the desert of human assumption, finds that God is dead and infers that everything is allowed. At this time, the individual understands that pretty much nothing remains to be a taboo to them from making their own qualities, forcing their own will upon the world. Be that as it may, in the desert of the genuine, the lion experiences a mythical serpent, and thou shalt sparkles on its scale. The winged serpent is Nietzsche's picture of cultural standards. In the lion stage, the subject of profound change should connect with the mythical beast in human battle. One should be a lion in soul to overcome the law of thou shalt and attest the states of one's thriving. A kid like a soul is imperative to bliss, well-being, and prosperity. The kid, Nietzsche says, is honesty and neglecting a fresh start, a game, a self-pushing wheel, a sacred yes. The lion turns into a kid when the person says, I will, stops to certify their qualities in spite of the law of thou shalt, and asserts them, all things considered, for the game of creation. The soul currently wills its own will, its own reality. Life is at this point not a responsive battle to overcome different powers. Life is a festival of one's power, a supported demonstration of unadulterated certification. The youngster, like soul, knows the delight of life and the honesty of the unending creation.